think you're walking in the will of God. But the shocking truth is many people live every day completely outside of His purpose without even realizing it. And the first sign is that you constantly feel resistance no matter what you do. Because when God orders your steps, Psalm 37 verse 23, there is alignment, but when you are chasing your own plan, you end up drained, frustrated, and secretly bitter that nothing works out. And this isn't just coincidence. It's a warning that you are pushing against His hand instead of being led by His Spirit. The second way you know you're against God's purpose is when your decisions are fueled by fear rather than faith, because fear makes you hold back, stay stuck, or settle for less. But faith calls you out onto the water like Peter in Matthew 14 verse 29. And if every major choice you make is built on avoiding pain or protecting your comfort instead of obeying His whisper, then you're not walking with Him. You're walking away from Him. Another hidden indicator is when sin begins to feel easier than obedience, when the pull of the flesh outweighs the conviction of the Spirit, because Romans 8 verse 7 says the carnal mind is hostile to God. And if you find yourself repeatedly silencing that conviction, making excuses, or comparing yourself to others just to ease your conscience, then you've already drifted far from His original path for you. The fourth sign is subtle but powerful. Your relationships start to reflect your rebellion, because God will place people in your life to sharpen you. Proverbs 27 verse 17. But when you resist His purpose, you secretly avoid those who challenge you and instead surround yourself with voices that validate your compromise. And this creates a deceptive comfort zone that keeps you blind to His true will. Finally, one of the most dangerous confirmations you're against God's purpose is when you start to lose your peace, because peace is the umpire of the Spirit, Colossians 3 verse 15. And even if your circumstances look good on the outside, when your soul feels restless, anxious, or constantly empty, it is a sign that God's presence is not in what you are doing, and ignoring that inner alarm only leads to destruction. The truth is, going against His purpose may feel easier in the moment, but it always costs more in the end, and the longer you resist, the heavier the weight becomes until you are forced to admit that your own way cannot carry you. And that is why Proverbs 14 verse 12 warns that there is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is death. So the challenge for you is this: stop excusing what God has already convicted, stop pretending comfort is the same as calling, and stop letting your will masquerade as His. Because the only life that leads to victory, fulfillment, and eternal reward is the one surrendered to His plan. And if deep down you feel that uneasiness, that secret pull that something is off, don't harden your heart, because that is God's mercy pulling you back. And the moment you truly yield is the moment you will discover that everything you were chasing outside His purpose was a cheap imitation of the greater glory He always had prepared for you.